The start of that game last year. That was then, this is now. It's round 2 action from the MCG. Trent Cotchin back in the team as the skipper. It was Crook last week and they didn't want to take the risk.
Into the footy here.
Yep. Lynch is the deepest forward. The kick was aimed a little shorter and he's done well to hang on to that. 2 goals won last week from 10 disposals. He had 6 score involvements as the Tigers got their season away with a win against Carlton. And this is just let that leak a little to the right, Dan Riola. Kicked 12 goals to get it through to Shields. But the Tigers again can launch. Bolter off the left boot, deep to full forward. He had a run up Lynch, and Jack played Rover and played it well.
The spoils, we're seeing almost a concession from a boundary, but Cotchin keeps it in play. The ball's just lived in one half at the moment. Not surprisingly, it's in Richmond's half, and they just keep bringing the footy back in. And if they keep doing that, then this Hawthorn defence is going to be under enormous pressure. Great start for the Tigers. The DNA's on show.
Phillips was sneaking by, but Amira's going to set the kick up to the square. Well, there's plenty of numbers, but Bolter.
This is the kick, Hutto. If this goes up high.
Back to Impey. Had opportunity from inside 50. Just missed to the right from Moore. He kicked 3 goals in the 3rd quarter last week.
So that ball entry went to an area that...
So far, the only goal of the match. But Hawthorn at least getting their hands on the footy in the last 5 minutes, but they've handed it straight back. 9 clearances as well as a goal. Shea Bolton as forecast. I think in going for the
journey.
In going for the journey though, he just couldn't quite keep it on. Mistake, so let's just jump on him.
It's a good point. He was 3 on 1, so there had to be some other space that he could get to.
Bolter's going to get 50 here. Tigers, isn't it? There's no sign of decline at all. As Bolter makes no mistake, gets a big cuddle from Jack.
Marked here, he pushes him under the ball, does well, Bolter. Didn't go too far, the umpire said, so he's a couple of metres behind the mark. Now, the umpire's called stand, and he wants to walk back up to where the mark is. And you can't do it. It's 50 metres, he drops the head, he knows he's done it.
So not only is this defence going to...
Early Hawthorn, and if you aren't 100% spot...
Back as he did with good success last week, but they've turned it over. Revolt off the left, long to Lynch, and Tom will do the rest. A blazing start by the Tigers.
They've been inside 4 times. That's commitment from both there. Then you called it, Hutto. You can sense it at the ground. As soon as there's a fumble or the handball's not exactly right, they just swarm all over you. So turnover goal again. Ball comes out. You've got Lynch in great position. I love the fact...
Anyone, let alone the Tigers.
He saw Pickett through the middle. There's a path to goal again. Graham, Lynch in a mismatch with Hardwick. And one... Oh, it's a free kick.
Well, Lynch just... He was that excited that he had the small forward, and then it just became a more pronounced shove. So.
Hawks had the numbers. Impey didn't take the footy with him, which left them vulnerable again. Dustin Martin arrives and gives another opportunity for shot and missed. This is further out and a tougher angle, but he's a talented player. It's not quite going to hold the line. Now, Jath straight ahead, hoping for the best. They've got a genuine chance. Oh, Kaczynski didn't take it. Bruce normally, but it's a fumble. It's the pressure that Richmond bring. Even if it's not there, it feels like it is. And they dodge another one, although it's still alive. Jath can't get through.
Yeah, this is one that just should have been taken by the young man, but Jason's right.
Got it through. Baker kept on going. It was he that kicked it to Dusty in the first place. To half forward, Lynch got himself clear. Trailing back to goal is Rioli. Arts is the deepest forward. Caddy's just been able to sneak away and get himself dangerous inside 50. Can he kick the 4th goal? Just short. Lynch had a search and kick. Didn't get all of it, so Howe will get a fly from the front. And the one we and you had at home. Day scrambles one down the line. They get to Warple. Again, it wasn't as clean and as sharp as they would have liked. A driving ball to full forward. This is an opportunity. And long wait for Jacob Kaczynski. 2018 national draft, pick 52. He was a defender. Now he's a forward, and he's kicked his first goal in AFL footy. Well done, young man.
The best possible margin they could have hoped for, the way they've been outplayed.
Take it, they'll take it every turn. And look, the kick in the end was ideal because somehow Pickett finds himself back on Kaczynski, who's playing as a key forward. But it wasn't ideal. There was a matter of mucking around with the footy down here, but you're right. So 13 points.
Any day at the MCG. Deep kick, Frost did his best, but Arts presented with a chance and takes it. He's made a fine start to the season.
And it's probably just desserts for the Tigers. They deserve to have a decent margin heading into quarter time, but that was brilliant. The way
she does it when you're right beside him. Tigers lead by 21. McAvoy gets the tap.
And who gets it? Martin.
And then Cochin, but now Burgoyne. Broad in a one-on-one against O'Brien, who fought a good battle. We've seen this a few times on the MCG over the years. Look, boost.
That's simple. O'Brien, maybe out of position. Broad sort of has him under the footy. There is the difference if you can get that ball to ground.
The other thing they did was they kicked to a one-on-one in space. So they didn't kick to where all the numbers are or where the extra might be getting behind.
McAvoy, from being the intercept player, he pushed him away there. Jaff, though, did the business, tapped it down. Day. Arts was circling. Well done, McAvoy and Mitchell. Jaff, they hand it back in the end, and McIntosh is a relatively rare fling-it goal.
Huge numbers back here, Hawthorn.
Kane Lambert, another top 10 in the BNF last year.
Except there.
Such a choice of stars to go for, and Lynch takes the grab. It will be immediate. Tom Lynch, goal umpire, barely has to move a muscle. Lynch puts through another here.
We're going to get some opportunities today, and if I attack the ball...
Tommy Mitchell, we might want to have that one again. He was directing a lot of traffic, but neglected to look behind him to see where the space was that could cause him the most trouble. And the most trouble was exactly where the ball was kicked to Tommy Lynch. So they had enough numbers.
Dustin Martin, there's runners everywhere along the wing. A hand pass from Arts as they chain them up again. Prestia looking for more. He finds Graham. Arts keeps going. He's sure he couldn't shake them off, so why not go for one more? It's mesmerising stuff. Into the pocket. And he can't believe it.
I reckon it was one too many. Jack Reeve.
Ball for Rioli. Lynch didn't get a good run at it. Rioli stays dangerous. Stayed in it even though the numbers were in Hawthorn's favour. They kept it alive. Caddy tried to come through. He's got a free.
About aerial competitiveness.
It's a short option. And the mark has been paid to Dustin Martin, and then more of the same. He's gone short to a ruckman. 35
Could have snapped the goal himself.
28 goals in his career. But neat little flick. O'Brien, more. Note how crafty he was around goal last week. He has two cracks at it here. But eventually it goes to the yellow and black. Although, unusually, Aaron Handball and Harry Morrison. He's there to jump.
To where Nankervis, the Richmond ruckman, has positioned himself behind play. Now, in the corridor, 35 out in front of goal. You get the skipper, Ben McAvoy's pushed into space all on his own, kick it in the air, give him a run and jump, and it's his. And he's a great set shot in front of goal. So they've just got to make better decisions, looking where the number...
Burgoyne is watching. The crowd is watching. Dusty in the shuffle. Doesn't get access. Well, getting involved from the Prestia kick. Josh Caddy and a ruckman on the mark. Kicks out wide to half forward. And now Pickett. And this is Bolton. They loom large again. Castagna just before the line. Couple of goals last week. Improves the angle. Improves the probability of another Richmond goal.
Taking opportunities, and I mean, shouldn't underestimate that kick either. The one that to Pickett, he's hit a target in amongst a heap of players on a rebound, which the Hawks haven't been able to do it anywhere near consistently enough. We talked about, Kingy talked about the rebound on the other side of the ground going the other way, and they got some coverage. Richmond, Caddy was the winger who pushed back really aggressively. Now what happens around the other side, the Hawks not quite as well.
To Phillips, he was wrong-footed, so had to look away from goal. Eventually swiveled, down to O'Brien, still can't take the mark, but he might get a free for a push.
They made hard work of it in the end, guys. There were loose blokes everywhere.
They're going to do the same today. He'll need to kick some goals. And that is a beautiful strike from Timmer.
And then the kick off one step, sits up in the air. They had loose players. They couldn't get it to Bruce earlier when he was all on his own.
What a pass too from Prestia to Bolton. Wandering around at half forward. Jack gives in the most promising lead. And once again, the response is immediate from the Tigers.
The difference in...
He already has a nice snap to get things going. And he'd love another now. As the Hawks just can't bridge the gap because this Richmond team is...
Today, and these fellas that we all thought might be in the twilight of their careers and maybe play ancillary roles, I think the way footy's being played...
They've been revitalised, the key forwards. Yeah. They're up and about, Gaz.
They should go down and Jack and Tex should go to AFL House and just drop a slab at the doorstep and say, hey, thanks very much, because this delivery here, we could get a kick on the end of that, Jace, or maybe not, but he's looked sharp, and they're the benchmark. The challenge for Hawthorn is...
Nicely done, O'Meara. Nifty work to Warple. Good build-up, Brockman. Bruce comes out of the square and takes the mark.
Well, that's a beautiful setup, and so Bolter's in. And we know Dylan loves it in the air.
Left foot around the corner from a long way out.
For his second goal. What a player. So there's talk over the recent years of whether a Brewster or a Gunston could be used as trade bait, but Alistair Clarkson having none of it, knowing that the important role that these...
That sort of ball movement.
So 2.5 minutes to go. Hawks desperate to back it up, but again, straight out of the middle. It's one-way traffic right down the heart of the MCG. It's Dustin Martin. Back to 24 points.
It's been an interesting move. They've tried to curtail him, Gaz. They're on track to keeping him to about 50 possessions and 2 or 3 goals.
Well, with Justin, is it a cat just playing with an old mouse? That's what. And I'm not being derogatory of Sean Burgoyne, of course, because he's just a superstar of the competition. But he looks like he's
one-on-ones ahead, so the forwards are dangerous. Good defence from the Hawks. And Frost, we know he can bound away and get something going. Sometimes he doesn't know where he's going. Finds Burgoyne, and look at that for a pass. An absolute bullet into the 50. And Luke Bruce will give it a little bit more just to get a tiny bit closer.
Well, go back to Frost. I mean...
Kazitsky for his second. It's tight.
A shot at goal.
Segler with 15 seconds to go. Bruce, Asprey powerful in the air. McIntosh as the clock ticks down to 10 seconds. Phillips, is there an opportunity? Kazitsky, good enough. Phillips for Shields. A tap over, it could go Hawthorn's way. No. The Richmond defence again have the answers. So a much improved effort from the Hawks.